Uh, Greetings, folks. This is the BlackWeasel, and today this is about a video game review of Dragon Quest 11 Echoes of Elusive Age for the PlayStation 4. Uh, Now, it has been almost 13 years since Square Enix released a mainline Dragon Quest game for the PlayStation console. And to make this game all the more meaningful, the game went out with a limited edition steelbook case, a soundtrack disc, and the fabric poster containing the map of Erdrea. Oh, like here's a steelbook right here. Like, it looks really nice. Alright. Yeah, I like the look of the map. Plus, for the pre-order bonus, the game came with a lanyard, which made pre-order this game from Square Enix all the more worth it. Anyway, let's get to the review already. Here's the lanyard. Like, there were limited supplies in stock. And like last week, I just looked on Square Enix to see whether or not if it's in stock for other people to buy, but it's still it's still out of stock. So it'll probably be that way for a while. So lucky me. Alright. Anyways, let's get to the review already. Dragon Quest 11 goes way back to the beginning, as the main character of the game is a little baby being adopted by an old man who he found floating down a river. It's kind of like how Goku from Dragon Ball Z was adopted by Gohan, who became the grandfather of Goku after Bardock sent him to planet Earth so he won't die in the hands of Frieza. Back to Dragon Quest 11. Sooner or later, the game jumps to the present and deals with the after effects of the beginning events. Dragon Quest 11 is about a main character who is the Luminary, and the Luminary is a title for the one who will save the world from an evil being that's lurking in the shadows. That's the story of the game. Save the world from the inevitable dangers of a monster that's nowhere to be seen. I have played Dragon Quest 7 and 8 last year, and common elements of the series return. There is traditional turn-based combat as usual. I step into medieval fantasy land and deal with kings, queens, knights, and mystical monsters. But what has been improved in this game that I haven't seen before is there are no random encounters at all. The monsters are out and about in the field, causing a whole lot of misery towards innocent people that did nothing wrong. Another thing that has been a major upgrade is the use of Unreal Engine 4 for Dragon Quest 11. On this generation of PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, Unreal Engine 4 has been the go-to place to make realistic games a reality. Like, I played Gears of War 4 and other games that use the same engine. But one thing I could compare Dragon Quest 11 towards Dragon Quest 8 was both of these games are using popular methods that were, for a certain time, the choice of graphics on the PlayStation 2 and the PS4. Dragon Quest 8 used cel-shading graphics that made a lot of other games on the PS2 look cartoonish. I played Sly Cooper 1, 2, and 3, Ed, Eddie, The Best Ed Adventures, and Dragon Ball Z Budokai fighting games. And those were cartoonish as well. Not that there was anything wrong with it, but it was a thing of a time. Akira Toriyama returns as the artist for this game. With his drawings, Unreal Engine 4, and the power of the PlayStation 4, the monsters, the characters, and areas, Dragon Quest is a great-looking fantasy game. The music is composed by Koichi Sugiyama. I like the soundtrack for this game, but I feel a bit of a difference between this game and Dragon Quest 8. First of all, it's not orchestrated like it has been in the past. So much for being traditional. Second, the music is being done on a synthesizer. And so combine those two with a game that usually take over 70 hours to finish. I'm looking at some parts of the soundtrack that's irritating to hear. So what Sugiyama has done, he kind of needs to take an L on that one. And he's been doing video game music for over 30 years. I like Shoji Meguro now for those Persona games. The characters of Dragon Quest XI are not bad at all. I have no problem with them. Now here comes the downside of this game, and I'm gonna be saying some stuff that are spoilers, and so any of you who hasn't played the game but don't want to be spoiled, stop watching this review and play the game. Now, the downsides of Dragon Quest XI are the two main villains of the game, Mordigan and Jasper. Mordigan is the main bad guy of this game, and he reminds me of Kefka from Final Fantasy VI for his actions. The reason for this is because after the main characters gather 6 important orbs in order to retrieve the Sword of Light inside Yggdrasil's heart, Mordigan comes out of nowhere in the last moment and ambushes the main characters with Jasper at his side. Meanwhile, in Final Fantasy VI, Kefka comes out of nowhere after Terra was able to get out of the Esper world into the human world. Kefka ambushes the main characters and steals the warring Triad statue so he could raise a landmass into the sky called the Full Continent. By not doing anything but having the main characters of Final Fantasy VI get to the important location of the game, he was able to conquer and take over the world with no trouble at all. While over at Dragon Quest XI, Mordigan steals all 6 orbs so he could get the Sword of Light for himself, chop down the world tree, which is Yggdrasil, and conquer the world himself. What happens next in Dragon Quest XI is just like Final Fantasy VI after Kefka conquers the world. After find my lost comrades that are scattered all over the world and deal with their personal problems in order for them to join my cause to defeat the main villain, who is stronger than ever before. Same thing with Kefka. Ugh. I have a stuffy nose, so like, part of my voice sounds a little bit offbeat. Like I hate it. I hate having a stuffy nose. Yeah. Alright, let me take a swig. Next bad guy I'm dealing with is Jasper. He is one of the 2 knights that serve under the king that ordered them to attack the main character. Near the end, it's revealed that he wanted evil power so he could be stronger than Sir Hendrik, who is the strongest knight in all of Heliodor. Since Hendrik was stronger than Jasper, Hendrik got all the recognition, the respect, and the far-reaching reputation of being a powerful warrior, whose name and appearance can be recognized by anybody when he travels around. Jasper was not. He was second in place in every build-up inside him because he put in nearly the same effort as Hendrik, but he doesn't have anything to show for it. Hendrik does. Hendrik has a statue in one town. Jasper does not. What I'm going here with this is that he reminds me of Adachi from Persona 4. Adachi was a skilled detective, a smart one and perceptive enough to disguise himself as one of the good guys until the investigation team found out about him near the end of the game. He wanted the world and everyone to turn into shadows because he was dissatisfied with the cards he had been dealt in life, and even though he tried to make the best of it, reality boxed him in wherever he went. He was never able to become anything great of himself, but to remain in his own world, Norward's world. That's why he became the bad guy in Persona 4. His efforts to achieve anything meaningful have given little to no rewards at all in return. Look, he said that he was supposed to be the best of the best, but it didn't work out so well. The next bit of the game I don't like is the skill tree. For some characters, I have them spend time on one skill set branch so they become the strongest character on my team. But the downsides of it are that in order to get through the mystery panel, I have to unlock 4 panels that are next to it. Some of them that don't have anything to do with the main branch that I'm spending time on, such as spending skill points on sword branch over the 2-handed great sword branch. That's really annoying, but it's kind of the real world in some way. In order for me to in order for me to get a college degree, I'm supposed to take 2 years studying general education, which has nothing to do with the degree that I want to get. Meanwhile, when it comes to trade schools, it takes like 2 years to achieve an apprenticeship so that that manual labor money can start rolling in. Not sure. I don't know precisely how it works, but when it comes to going to trade school, you spend 2 years over there, and then you get a license so you can do whichever trades that you want, like be an electrician, a plumber, a carpenter, and then that's the money can start rolling in pretty fast from the manual labor. They don't make you learn other things that have nothing to do with trade schools. But whatever. I'm not in school anymore, so I'm enjoying my leisure time of playing video games and lifting heavy weights to make myself stronger. But I'm getting off track, so let's get to the ending of this review. I'm going to have to give Dragon Quest XI a 9.2 out of 10. It's hard to call this one of the best role-playing games on the PlayStation 4. It has taken some ideas from past games like Persona 4 and Final Fantasy VI. But given the visuals, the music, the great cast of characters, and the plots, it's a solid contender for one of the best Japanese role-playing games of all time on the PS4. But it's not better. It's not better than Persona 5, that's for sure. I have played this game on September 12, 2018, and I finished it on October 18th, 2018. It took me almost 90 hours for me to get through the adventure. It took longer than usual because I wanted to achieve certain items for the main character, but I found out while looking online that I can only get the stuff after I complete the game. And since oh my god, and since I have other games to attend to finish the story over there, like Shenmue 1 and Phantasy Star and Warcraft, I'm not going to get through the extended ending right now. I'll deal with that at the end of the year. Yeah. Alright, that's the end of Dragon Quest 11. Yep. And here's the landing yard again. It looks really nice.